If you thought Marvel was a dumpster fire, just peer over across the Disney lot and check in on Lucasfilm and the health of Star Wars, and yeah, you'll find out what a real five-alarm tire fire is. Because, okay, we know that for the first time in 6 years, by the time that it comes out, there's finally going to be another Star Wars film in the theaters in the form of Mandalorian and Grogu, and it's interesting, right? Because the ratio, the trailer hasn't been ratioed on YouTube, but it's still pretty bad in the grand scheme of things, okay? Even with all the Disney shills and suck-offs that are out there, you can't help but shake the whole idea that that's kind of a concept that's a day late and a dollar short. And even if you still think that there's some narrative juice in that silly concept, that trailer just really wasn't it, man. Like, it would have been a bad trailer to tease the next episode in the middle of a season. Minimal dialogue, a bunch of big dumb action, and no real hook to get you excited moving forward. But that's in the near future. And then right after that, you have one more announced project that is currently filming. And then on a grander scope, you take a look at all of the other announced projects that are out there, and well, there's a few that are further along than other examples, and one of those projects used to be at one point in time the Dawn of the Jedi story directed by James Mangold, and you would have thought that, hey, of all of the announced projects that are out there, we need not go through the list again because it is extensive and it is quite exhaustive, but at this point in time, it reads more like an obituary than an upcoming projects list. But now that Mangold has signed, yes, a big Paramount Skydance deal to produce several different shows and movies, what remains? Okay, because I forgot that he was also going to be working on the Swamp Thing movie over for DC. But what about his Dawn of the Jedi movie? Is that a thing of the past? Well, let's take a look. James Mangold has signed an overall deal with Paramount and Skydance, which raises new speculation about the status of his previously announced Star Wars and DCU Swamp Thing movies. Deadline reports Paramount Pictures inked a deal with Mangold under which the Logan and Ford v Ferrari director will develop, direct, and produce feature film projects for the Skydance-owned studio, which is, yeah, probably a good thing for him. Paramount and Skydance, well, I guess it's Skydance now, is just handing out huge deals to a lot of interesting creatives, and well, they're definitely amassing a roster that has a lot of potential. Just see what it looks like down the road, and it's still gonna need a few years to gestate, but yeah, man, they definitely got the sauce right now. The deal is one of the first major moves by Paramount's new studio co-chairs Josh Greenstein and Dana Goldberg, who said Mangold is one of the most talented filmmakers working today, and he could not be more excited to welcome him to the Paramount family, starting with High Side and many more collaborations to come. Mangold added that he was thrilled to partner with Paramount and praised their enthusiasm for big screen films. First project under the new deal is High Side, reuniting Mangold with Timothée Chalamet after their work on the Bob Dylan biopic, A Complete Unknown. I hear good things about it, but it's like Bob Dylan. I legitimately don't care. High Side is based on the short story by Jamie Oliveira about a former MotoGP racer. Okay. Chalamet is currently filming Dune 3, so it's likely his next project will be Mangold's High Side. Yeah, exactly. So, given the timing on that, and you would imagine Dune Part 3, is that supposed to be Dune Messiah? Nah, whatever the fuck it's going to work out to be. You would imagine that production is probably going to start up probably sometime in the new year, so yeah, what exactly does that mean about this Dawn of the Jedi movie? Well, Mangold was announced at Star Wars Celebration 2023 as the director of a film, yes, set during the Dawn of the Jedi, exploring the origins of a Force thousands of years before the Skywalker saga, and it's interesting, right? Put a pin in that. We'll come back to that here in a second. However, Lucasfilm has a history of announcing projects under Kathleen Kennedy that never happened, and yeah, Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron, Rian Johnson's trilogy, D.B. Weiss and David Benioff's trilogy, Taika Waititi's film. Oh my god, there's so much crap that's out there. Kevin Feige was supposed to have a joint, but anyways, given Mangold a new Paramount deal and the lack of updates, it wouldn't be surprising if the Star Wars film never makes it to production. Yeah, exactly, it stays in a constant state of limbo, but don't worry guys, as soon as Rian Johnson is done with the Knives Out, he'll be back around Lucasfilm, don't you worry about it. I have it on good authority that in a few years time, man, the TLJ is going to be properly assessed as the masterpiece that it is. It's not like it's aged like sour cream on a radiator. No, it's just give it 3 more years and it's properly going to be getting its due. Whatever, man. But yeah, going back to Star Wars Celebration and exploring the origins of the Force prior to the Skywalker saga, there was something else. There was something that headlined the Star Wars celebration back in 2023. And that was the announcement of a certain movie starring a certain character who was the capstone of the Skywalker saga, regrettably so. And, well, we got a rumor. We got some more rumors because alongside the James Mangold film, there has been one that has been out there, okay, just bouncing around from different stages to, oh boy, it's on the brink of heading into production, to it's on the brink of cancellation. And that would, in fact, be the Rey movie. And we apparently have a bridge to that because the Star Wars rumor, Starfighter movie, okay, the only other film that is in production right now, one that we have production stills from, okay, Ryan Gosling and Shawn Levy are right now, as we speak, rolling film on this project. And now we're starting to hear some interesting stuff, okay? Because it wasn't that long ago where, yeah, there were some more cast members that were announced for this. And, well, it looked like a pretty impressive cast, all things considered. But, you know, this is Star Wars and this is Lucasfilm and Disney money after all. So, yeah, they could assemble quite a interesting cast. And, well, one of the announcements out there was Amy Adams coming aboard. And it's like, okay, yeah, she's a competent actress. Good for her. That's a good call. That's a good pickup. And at one point in time, she was rumored to be Ryan Gosling's character's wife or something like that. I thought I'd seen something like that. But now the new rumor, well, okay, Amy Adams' character in Starfighter is reportedly a Jedi. Her son, played by Flynn Gray, is Force sensitive. Oh shit. Oh no. We know what we're doing out here. Okay, this is another Disney Star Wars special. Taking EU material that they decanonized and then just running it back and bastardizing it, because you read through the rest of this headline and the Starfighter movie will be about Mara Jade, oh shit, Luke Skywalker's son, and Rey. Fuck. That's how we're getting to the Rey movie, huh? That's how we're getting into the new Jedi Order storyline. Fucking Christ. The galaxy far, far away may be headed in a direction few fans ever expected. According to a new rumor, Starfighter, the upcoming Star Wars film from Shawn Levy starring Ryan Gosling and Amy Adams, will revolve around Mara Jade from the expanded universe attempting to get Luke Skywalker's son to none other than Rey. Oh my god. The meeting of the last two Skywalkers, guys. Isn't this great? We noted that the following is a rumor only, but I mean, come on, can you believe this is going to happen? I kind of do. Originating from a source claiming insider knowledge of the situation. But yeah, the story first started with Josh of Den of Nerds, who posted on X his shock at what he's been hearing. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit better, but honestly, I can't believe this is happening. It's true that I've been hearing Rey is the centerpiece of the future of Star Wars content for years, but I also know that not everyone over there thinks that's a good idea. It's shocking to me that the entire plot of Starfighter is basically a primer to get the new Force-sensitive character to Rey. Like, that's too much, man. Ultimately, the reason I hate this is because it's not organic. Like, there's just zero chance Shawn Levy was sitting around thinking of a movie that led to Rey. Now, this is a move, a corporation to try to prop up and fix a character they created. This is all about building a bridge from the sequels to more movies. Shawn's movie could still be awesome, but Star Wars should be more than this. No, because I've been reliably informed that Star Wars is just simply what George Lucas created, or what Dave Filoni created, because he got the tap from George Lucas. Or Star Wars is all about Jedi, the Force, lightsabers. It's not about that boring stuff like screws and bricks, where there was not enough action, and I fell asleep several different times during that slow, boring show about a side character that nobody cares about from a spin-off movie. No, that's not Star Wars. But Rebels and the Clone Wars, that's Star Wars. So of course, why isn't this true? But yes, Josh's post highlights the central fan concern that Lucasfilm is once again pushing Rey into the spotlight and attempting to repair a character who never resonated with audience the way George Lucas' originals did. Well, realistically, okay, for as much as I'm going to shit on The Mandalorian when that comes out next year, like, that was a character at one point in time that resonated way more than Rey, because you talk about any of the three main characters of the sequel trilogy, they have little to no name recognition, because when you just go up to a random person and ask, hey, what did you think about Rey in the Star Wars movies? And they'll be like, Rey who? Like the old lady at the end of Rise of Skywalker. Rey who? Rey who? Yeah, exactly. Or what about Finn? What about his story? Okay, or the Poe? You remember Poe? No, exactly. Nobody remembers these fucking characters because they were abysmally shit films. And so, yes, trying to repurpose Mara Jade, a la, well, as it's pointed out here, more bastardization of the Heir to the Empire trilogy, because now you have Thrawn over there with Dave Filoni's stupid Mandoverse movies. And so now you have Luke, which I don't even know how any of this shit is going to make sense. So you have Luke overdosing on the Force after being sequestered on an island for 30 years. But in that period of time, apparently, he slipped the high hard one to Amy Adams so that his kid could end up being trained by somebody so good even Luke Skywalker feared her powers. It's an interesting direction to go, and it's so stupid I could 100% believe it. But at this point in time, like it was said, man, very much a rumor, but we're really going to have to figure out, okay? Because when Mandalorian Grogu comes out, the box office and the performance of that film is really going to dictate the future of Star Wars. Because, yeah, over the past 6 years, they've just been spinning their wheels, working within the confines of the already established canonical time. Starfighter is the first time where we're actually going outside of the established timeline. And so, even though it was pitched as being a totally disconnected story, if the Mando movie ends up failing spectacularly and they need to pivot before they try to do some patch jobs ahead of Dave Filoni's stupid Mando wrap-up movie with goofy-ass coping Thrawn, I could see them trying to pivot and set things up for the future with Starfighter. Or maybe they'll just simply revert to a more standalone film if Mando ends up inexplicably taking off at the box office, because I don't see, especially at this point in time and the reception that it's got, that film making anywhere north of $500 million. I thought between $300 and $400 million. That's where you're likely to get smacked in the face by the greasy cock of reality, and so they would have to do something desperate in order to recapture any sort of fan enthusiasm. And this whole goofy attempt to once again to try to make Rey a thing, that's exactly something that I would anticipate Lucasfilm to do. Kathleen Kennedy is looking to go out on a high note. The bitch is going to be there a la Emperor Palpatine on a fucking throne of skulls until you and I are long dead in the ground. What a disaster Star Wars has been. But hey, it's a statement I could have been making 5, 10, 15 years ago at this point in time. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.